Hello, hello, hello. Alright, let's see. How is everyone doing today? There we go. Alright, so today we are going to be painting a warforged Titan. And we're going to see what we can do about changing a couple of things. Because here's the face, then the body, the shoulder pads, the top axe, the hammer, both its feet. So Eberron is a place in my game. Although, granted, it is a floating city. But what if we were to make it look like this guy was salvaged? Basically make it to where, like, this arm has got a different color. You know, this leg might match this one. The head might have a crack in it. The spine might be a different color. So, I'm going to make it look like it was brought from a junkyard. And we will set that up that way. Move this out of the way. Since we're already primered, let's see. Got a new tray with our logo on it in holographic form. Alright, so let's see. We're going to be using a lot of metallics today. So we're going to be using some golds. Some silver. Alright, so we got some Duragar metal. There's Duragar metal as well. A nice rusty color here. Alright. Got some bronze. Let's see. What do we got here? I wonder if these arms will pop off easy. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But it looks like for this one, it won't. So, we'll pick and choose. Alright, let's see. Any other colors? We'll definitely add some blacks to it. Some outlines. I think that will do us some good. And if we have enough time, we will make some sections to it. Let's see. Alright. So what do we want to start with first? Let's go with Cursed Blade. Let's do this first. Alright, let's see what we can come up with here. Is anybody in here with me today? Let's see what we can do here real quick. Alright, there's that. We got a nice good cut there. That way. We'll add some, turn these guys into a nice, these guys right here. Change out the brush real quick. A smaller brush. Actually, no, we'll do the bulk of them first. Alright, so we'll need to make a breast color real quick. So let's add some bronze. Add a little bit of black. Well, hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's up? It's going. What time is it? 9:16. Alright. So, bear with me. The, Cloud Giant that we were originally going to do, my daughter got a hold of it, so I gotta go buy another one. Yeah, it comes apart in pieces, and she lost like half the pieces. So I am actually painting a warforged Titan. Yeah. And basically, what I'm doing with it is I'm making it look old and crusty. Basically, like as if you were trying to put a car together from a bunch of parts in the junkyard. Yeah, so I'm trying to make it look like it's made out of a bunch of different pieces of metal. Alright, take your time. Alright. That's a bright gold. Alright. So how's your day going today? Was it? What'd you do? Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, sometimes that happens. Can't blame it all the time. You can't expect it to happen properly all the time. I hear you there. There's a new shops where I'm going to be delivering to. I've got to start being there at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep. Starting to look kind of rusty. Alright, let's see. Put some bronze on here. Kind of wish I had some random small nuts and bolts laying around. If I did, I'd glue them to the base of this, make it look like a battlefield underneath it. Which I'd probably do if I were to actually look around. For the most part, it went pretty good. We bought some bikes yesterday for the family. Because the deal is that I got tired of everybody going out to buy something. They got hungry. They would go out and buy, just random, just go out and buy fast food. And I got tired of it. So I told them if they want fast food, they have to be willing to ride their bikes to go get it. No more deliveries. No more deliveries. Just, they have to go. We have to drive our bike to it. So. And so far, even though I spent a handful of dollars on the bikes, I'm pretty sure I've already saved $400 because nobody wants to go get fast food. Yep. Now, granted, I don't think we would have spent $400 on fast food, but we roughly spend. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that was kind of my theory on it. So I might. When it cost me $5-6 a gallon, I am not gonna sit there and buy a gallon of gas to pay for everybody's fast food. So. Alright. I have a feeling we're going to have people yelling at me, "Oh, that's cruel and unusual punishment." So considering this is rusty metal and stuff, some of the stuff I think I'm going to put on here is going to be like actual solid colors. I'm just throwing metallics in here right now. And then actually throw some actual like colors in here to make it look like certain parts were painted. Kind of wish I could pull the arms off. So I can get underneath them better. Ah, I touched it. Let's do a blue right there on that part of the arm. I think that will look good. Oop, I need to shake that up a little bit. There we go. So, you noticed we have 41 followers now? hmm I can't wait till we get to 50. Then we have people that if they want to watch us, they can. But we'll actually be able to tell people, hey, we actually exist. We're not for show. We actually exist. Then we can actually have our maybe actually be able to start doing something to where we could actually start saving up to go to TwitchCon. And I can actually shake your guys' hands. I think that is my main goal. Just shaking your hands. Giving you guys a good story and shaking your hands. Or at least trying to give you a good story. I can't tell depending on if you guys try to tear it apart or not. Yeah. Thing is, I'm going to get used to you guys taking my hooks, and then when you don't take it, and then you derail it, then I'm going to be like, reload, what? Reboot. So we still got plenty of blue in there, so let's add some silver to that blue. Kind of give it a metallic flake to it. Oh, I actually like that blue. That's kind of what my plan was to do, but I was gonna do it like kind of make it a primer gray. Because I mean, the only downside to doing all that is leaving it just plain out with no color. It'll literally be this white. But I mean, I could paint one of them white and like give it like a gold accent to it, to where it looks like it came from a gold and white one. Which, you know what? Let's try that. Let's do that to one of the legs real quick. We'll just do a white and gold with a white with gold accents. See how that turns out. Quick, give me a second here. Let's see. How far do we want to go? Do we want to do like to the shin or to the thigh, or do we want to go all the way up? Up to here? All right. Here, we said white and gold, right? The computer just yelled at me. I have no clue. I'm not sure how well this white will show up. In the camera, anyways. Alright, we'll let that white dry out real quick. Which means that I think I'm going to do the other leg in black. Yeah, I'll do black and red. As long as the red will show up past the black. Which I think we need to do a test on that real quick. Let's see. Ew, I just stuck my finger in the paint. Alright, so we'll do the black there. Alright, we'll let that dry for a second. Let's see. Alright, so now we need a red. Because if it doesn't show up, we can do it backwards. So, yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between black and red. So, we'll do black on that. Alright, let's get some more black pulled out real quick. Since we're waiting for the white side to dry. And do up to the knee as well. All the way to the thigh. Almost reminds me of the RoboCop, uh, like the old-fashioned one where the criminal actually used to be inside of it. You know, it was funny when RoboCop first came out. I had realized how sheltered my kids were from the older movies. Like they're like when I saw that RoboCop was coming out with a new one, I looked at it and was like, well, that should be a good movie, but I'm not giving it high hopes. And the first question is, what's a RoboCop? What? And before they went and watched that movie, we sat down and watched the original. Now, normally I wouldn't do that to somebody, but uh, yeah, but RoboCop is well deserved. All right. All right, I gotta find something real quick. Bear with me. I just realized that right underneath, I don't know how well it'll show up, but right underneath in the back of the heel of the foot, there's a piece of plastic, like the mold. This was made out of a mold and it seeped through, so I gotta clear some plastic off of it. Probably get some more cold water too. Some more water. Let's see what there. All right, I'm gonna let's see. Take a quick break, real quick. Take care of that. Get that taken care of, and then I will be right back. It shouldn't take me but like 3 minutes. Using this tablet is so much easier. All right, we're back. We're back. Let's see. Yep, got that part cleared up. Now you'll probably be able to see where the space is, where it wasn't before. So we'll get some black paint in there. So I got a new I got the camera ordered.
Okay. What'd you get?
Um, I think I got the same one you did.
Okay.
So, but I also got a hold of a couple of. I didn't say wouldn't say a couple, but I got a hold of a camera that doesn't autofocus. It
Okay.
focuses in the middle, and that's it.
Okay.
So that way, like you have to actually go to a certain point. Like for example, if we were to do the miniature right here,
Yeah.
I would.
It's gonna be
You got to
you would
twist
focus
it.
it by putting it there.
Yep. And see if that will work better for like when I'm doing the round table for the miniatures.
Right. Well, see, I'm wondering if some of it is I'm wondering if some of it is the computer itself. Like, I think once you upgrade your computer, yeah, I'm sure once you upgrade your computer, it'll be a lot different
Mm-hmm.
because the simple fact that you'll have what's the word that I'm looking for? Um, damn it, now my brain's not working. But basically, once you get to the point of once you get to the point of having your computer built the way it needs to be built to run the stream, to run Foundry while we're streaming, and everything else, and then I mean, even something like this, you don't need a whole lot of processing power. But I'm really wondering if the computer's not able to render fast enough, or if it is because if you think about it, you're sending right now you have to send because I'm assuming you're using your camera from video, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to think about it. Right now, you're sending from your camera to video, and then video is sending it to your computer.
Right.
All of that is going to rely on your computer upload speed, your computer's download speed, your phone's upload speed and download speed. Not only that, you're also relying on what's it called? You're also relying on the internet to do it, and then all the processing that it's going to take to basically to compress to compress your screen,
Mm-hmm.
or to compress the video file to then send it via internet.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if just by switching from what's it called,
Video.
from using your phone, well, yeah, from using your phone with video, I'm really wondering if that will make a difference.
Right. see. Let's see if we can. And that's one of those things. Like once we get it, we'll be able to figure out more from there.
Yeah,
Once the
absolutely.
camera comes in.
Yeah. And and then again, like it's at the same time, like it might be one of those things where, you know, you might have to keep this set up until you get your new computer. Um,
Yeah.
because we don't know. I mean, it could very well end up being a situation to where the the computer might be able to process it, but there's a possibility that the that trying to think of how to describe this, like your computer itself might be able to pull everything, or it might overload it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could very well overload your computer and make it to where it bogs down and isn't able to run it because you never know. Man,
What?
if I didn't have a family, I would
What?
do this in a heartbeat.
What's that?
I just got a job offer that's a traveling welder, but the only downside is that, like, I mean, they start at $30 an hour, but
Hmm.
contract assignments require that you travel to various parts of the country for extended periods of time. However, we will pay for all traveling and housing. But
Damn.
yeah, with me having a fucking family,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I would love to do it. Don't get me wrong, because it's TIG aluminum, so like it's actually one of the harder processes to do, but it's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the more satisfactory processes.
Right.
But it's one of those things where it's like, man, just if I didn't have a family, because if I didn't have a family, I would hands down take that job offer.
Right.
By the way, you have what's it called? You have Amazon Prime, right?
Yes.
And you have your Prime Gaming linked to your account.
No.
Okay, you need to activate Prime Gaming on your Amazon account
Okay.
because right now there is like a thing for Lost Ark. It's a free thing. And it gives you an egg pet chest, so you end up getting an egg pet. You get an amethyst shard pack and the crystalline aura.
Okay.
And it's just because you pay for um what you call it, for Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I need to make sure that mine's linked. I'm gonna have to open that real quick. No, I'm like dead ass serious. I'm gonna have to open that and make sure that mine's linked. My account is linked for Lost Ark because I have I have two packs that were already there.
I might have to have you walk me through that once I get done with this miniature.
All right, that's uh that's definitely something I could do. if I could figure out how to link my account to, which it should already be linked. I think I just have to open the thing to get to unlock this stuff.
Oh, it looks like my psycho brush needs to be replaced.
Let's see if I can go in and claim this stuff real quick. I just got an achievement, and I don't even know what the hell it was for.
Probably for
I just logged in and I got an achievement. Something. All right, so there was something telling me that to get the stuff, you need to go. You need to press F4, and it's supposed to open the, I guess, the mail that gives you your product inventory. Oh yeah, and it's there. Okay. Claim item. Yes. Oh, and you get 5 days worth of the crystalline aura thing. Is what it is.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Look at
Oh,
that
and you can
leg,
get.
dude.
Okay, so you can either get, I guess, a gold egg, a blue egg, or a pink egg.
Okay.
And I guess it has like a special that it does. But it says special capsule made of the Vern Magic Society that summons Bouncy, a pet created by combining fragments of the giant Tortioke and Vern's magic. Use this to add pet to your pet inventory. All of them pretty much say the same thing except for they have different effects.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with the gold one because it gives fire.
I just dropped a brush. Did you see the leg, Beardo?
Yeah, I like that.
Now let's see how the gold turns out. So what you reading, Beardo?
Trying to figure out how I can get this for you to like how it can be. What's it called? Trying to think of how to like basically find out how to link your account because I know mine's been linked forever, so I don't remember exactly how to link it.
We got to link the Steam.
So no, you link your Twitch to link your Twitch account to the what's it called to your Amazon account. And that's
Okay.
also how you get the free. That's also how you get the free monthly subscription.
Right. No, I don't. I have it hooked up to my Darkest Power account, not the Dark Watchers account.
Yeah. That's what I mean though. But like whenever you play, like you have what's it called? You have it set up to where like whenever you play, I'm assuming you're logging in through Dark Watch or through Darkish Power. Like
Yeah.
when you're playing Lost Ark.
Right.
Okay. So what you'll have to do if you already have that linked, just all you have to do is log in to that account, and you can pretty much go to anyone's page, and then you'll see in the top right corner there will be a thing that says this is Prime Loot,
Mm-hmm.
and right now there's Prime Loot for Lost Ark. And if you look at the different things that, like if you look at the different games, you might find games that you have there that, that you could get. Like, I had one that I had claimed before, but apparently I never opened in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Where I actually have two of the six that they're doing, because they come out over time.
Right.
So right now there's two of them that are out, but I don't know if one of them has expired or not. I don't know if they only last a certain amount of time. Because I can't look it up without. Actually, I might be able to look it up on. Might be able to look it up on what you call it. No, apparently not. I was wondering if I could look up the Prime Loot on my phone, but I guess not. But yeah, so trying to just trying to look that up to find out like because I had the notification saying that there was Prime Loot that was there.
Right.
I was like, "Ooh, there's Prime Loot. Let me go check out the Prime Loot." And whenever I did, it showed that there was Prime Loot actually for, that there was Prime Loot for what you call it
For Lost Arks.
for Lost Ark. Yeah.
You know, this guy's looking gnarly. Once the platform's got color to it, it'll definitely pop out. Let's see if we can come up with. Alright, so what's the next set of colors? Do 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 do. Let's use silver next. Whoopsie. So, did you get any updates yet? All
Yeah, I figured it out.
right.
It's not really hard to do.
All right. That's good.
Right.
Are you all right over there?
Yep, just dying a little on the inside.
Alrighty. Oh, too much, but that's okay. So, I will say this again. We definitely need music.
Yeah, it's too
Alright.
damn.
It's coming together.
Good.
Oh, I did that. Ugh.
What?
I stuck the paintbrush in my mouth. Wrong side in.
What? What?
Yep, exactly. Do. All right, so this is too quiet, Beardo. So give me some
Okay.
theories of how you think the story is going to go tomorrow.
Some theories or what I would like to see.
You know what? Let's do both.
All right. So I would honestly say that for me, um, I kind of want to. I kind of want to see it more along the lines of like, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see us going back to Neverwinter since we did find the Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to return to there. Um, get the reward for that, even though technically Lucas doesn't know about the reward fully.
Right.
Just knows of what the party has told him. Um, but other than that, I mean, I'd like to go there and then from there kind of head back to head excuse me, head back to what's it called head back to or head over to Phandalin to take care of the stuff that we kind of that we had going on there.
Right.
So I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, we could, we could definitely, get some of that stuff taken care of instead of like, even though yes, we're in, water deep right now. I would honestly say that if if it were me, I would have a portal open, explaining that it took us to the wrong place and we were supposed to actually go back to Neverwinter. But then when we get back to Neverwinter, with Neverwinter being relatively close to Phandalin and being like one of their major like trade, part of the major trade route,
Right.
that's where the information could come from that we are, that we're needed in Phandalin again. Which that kind of leads us back to where, it's like, what was it? Was it Harbin Wester or no? What was the guy's name that we were supposed to rescue that we ended up not being able to because we ended up going to Neverwinter?
Rockseeker.
Rockseeker, that's what it was. Grundon or something like that.
Gundren.
Gundren. Yeah,
Rockseeker.
Gundren. Yes. So I mean, we could always, we can always have, like, let's go back there and take care of that stuff because of the fact that it's like, we might very well, we might very well have to, go to that area in order to progress, kind of further. And, obviously with us being a much higher level, with us being a much higher level, obviously I would say that a situation like that would end up, we would have to, have, tougher enemies and everything else.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could definitely see, I could definitely see us doing, having like that happen and us, go back to where we were in order to complete the stuff that we kind of started already. Then I'll say this: the one shot, fighting a dragon in the one shot was actually, like, I actually really enjoyed the whole aspect of fighting a dragon, and that we actually did really well with it, surprisingly.
Yeah, other than the fact that I kind of...
No, I mean, we still did well though. Like, I mean, we still actually did well. So, it wasn't, it wasn't like it was, what's it called? I'm trying to think. It wasn't like it was a complete, falling, because you were still doing stuff. You were, because I mean, we don't know. I mean, there could have been a possibility of, after we killed the main dragon, what if those other two would have hatched?
Right.
But at the same time though, what if they didn't hatch and we were able to take those eggs and raise them for ourselves? But I mean,
The downside about it, though, is that, like he was saying, we know about dragons. We just didn't
Right.
know about this particular dragon, like, as
Right.
its personality. So we know green dragons are silver tongues.
Yes.
So yeah.
And and that's the thing. It's like, we know that. So with us knowing that, like, well, obviously we don't all know that, but only the those characters themselves know that. So if
Right.
we do another one shot and it happens to continue with those characters, then you never know. I mean, obviously, then at that point they have they have knowledge of, at least of green dragons, and knowing that dragons exist in this in this world.
Right.
But I want to say, for like, for our the most part, for our actual like campaign, so to speak, like our main campaign, I don't think any of them have actually, like, other than Fang, I don't think any of them have actually ever encountered a dragon, have they?
Not that I know of. Not unless your
'Cause I know-
backstories say so, and you started
No.
at level 1, so...
Well, yeah, technically me, yes, technically I do. Obviously, Kersey. How much I completely forgot that I'm not playing Skeg. I was thinking for Skeg, because Skeg has
Right.
not encountered a dragon. So yeah, I guess technically technically, I guess all of us have, because all of us have encountered a silver dragon.
Right.
Now it's a she's I mean she might as well be a baby. She's a young silver dragon,
Right.
but technically, yeah, they've all encountered a silver dragon. But I mean, that's something that I'm looking forward to actually combat, having her involved with combat. Having that dragon as well, as actually being able to play, being able to play Lucas the way that I intend to, with all of the different aspects of, you know, him pretty much. I'm not going to say him being like an apex predator, so to speak, but in a way, like, in a way, he's a very like overqualified, basically a sniper with the bow, you know.
Right.
And he is, he's pretty much to the point to where, he can, he can hit a shot from pretty much anywhere, because he is a, what's it called, he's a sharpshooter. I mean, he definitely, he's good with the bow. I mean, he's trained with the bow for many, many, many years and everything else. I mean, I don't know about what everybody else wants to do, but I know for like story purposes, it could easily be tied in that that there was a malfunction with the portal, and that could also be a way to, and this is kind of just my idea on it, is that could also be a way to say, hey, like, until the League of Heroes can figure out the portals, like until they can figure it out, they might not be as present in our timeline at the moment. Not saying that they'll be gone completely, because obviously if someone plays the Skeg token, then that could actually fall into the place of like, how the fuck did Skeg just randomly appear here? Like, they're still working on the what's it called?
The portal.
They're still working on the portals to try to figure out like what's going on with the portals, and for some reason occasionally a portal will open and Skeg goes through to see where it's going to make sure it's the right spot, but for some reason it always comes back to wherever we are.
Right.
So like, and then that could also be a storyline thing where it kind of ties in the idea of that maybe because he was part of that party, that he can only really go to that party. That, so it's not necessarily something that is wrong with the portals, but maybe it's more, later on down the line, that it's more of how do I want to word this? More that it's like a mental connection to the party, and more of like a spiritual connection to the party, because he was he was one of the founders of the group.
Right, and it could be also one of those things that also would tie easily into the factor that that party is out of time, like out of sync with time.
Right. Right.
And the only downside is that Skeg keeps getting forced back in to that portal. Granted, like when the party's next to you, maybe the portal works properly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, that's definitely a possibility, and that's one of those things that we can definitely look at. But I mean, whenever I think of, it's just me. Like whenever I think of D&D, and like whenever you brought up the idea of that, the potential of us not being able to portal back to Neverwinter, kind of, in a way, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, how are we going to be told that we need to be in Neverwinter, or that we need to be in Phandalin?
Actually, our next
go ahead.
Not this Friday, but
not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, you're gonna, my assumption, my idea is that maybe you're like, Lucas is like, hey, why don't we get this book to Neverwinter real quick?
Right. Like, if we're already traveling, we might as well, take the time to travel a little further.
Yeah.
And and go ahead and get the book back to Neverwinter.
Right. And then basically next week, if the one shot goes well
Uh huh.
and the interview goes well, we will have a arc to get you back to Fandover.
Okay, so back to Fandolin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. Or, I mean, and then there's also the possibility that we get back to that we get back to Phandalin, and or we get back to Neverwinter, I should say, and then there's which I guess that wouldn't really work. Now, the only downside of that is what are we going to do in Neverwinter for an entire session? You know, like we got to find something that's going to go on in tomorrow's session. Obviously, even if we do, even if the new person, like even if that does work out, which I'm hoping it does, but if that does work out, then obviously they're not going to be able to join in until the let's see, I guess it would be the 25th or no, the 18th,
Yeah.
because tomorrow's the 11th, so they wouldn't be able to join in until the 18th, but for the 11th session tomorrow, we still have to, we still have to figure out something that we're doing for that session.
Oh yeah, no. I've got the session. I've got several ideas.
Okay, because I mean, I know a lot of the viewers, or I know if I'm watching, like as a viewer, watching other people's campaigns, I'm okay with it being like a really role play heavy like session.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, like if it's just role play for the sake of not having anything to do, then it seems like you're just dragging it on, or it seems like
Yeah.
the DM's just kind of dragging it out to make up time. But that's actually one of my biggest turnoffs to some of the other streams that I've watched, is that it's there's times where it seems like it's really slow and nothing going on.
Well, you guys technically already have a situation in Neverwinter.
True.
You have the Kraken that's actually technically dropping a tsunami on Neverwinter in less than 2 days now.
That is actually true, yes. But now I'm looking at the map for the Sword Coast map.
Yep.
And I know originally when we did the travel time,
Yes.
we did the travel time on from Waterdeep to Phandalin.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check and see what it would be.
Oh, I thought we did it to no. I know you were getting teleported to Neverwinter
Okay.
because you will run out of time trying to ride.
Well, I mean, yes and no. And the reason I say yes and no is because like we don't have to do the entire down like. Let me see how.
No. I mean, like it takes what 15 days from
on foot. On foot, it takes 14 days and 4 hours to go from Waterdeep up to Neverwinter.
Yeah.
It says
no matter
it's
how
14
fast.
days.
Yeah. Even if you were to just do a straight on march straight there,
Right.
you could not make it in 2.5 days.
Okay. So, in other words, what you're saying is that this incident that's going to be happening will be happening in like near future. Now, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I'm going to ask this is as out of pure curiosity, how do you plan for the concept of hold on, I'm trying to get this to where it's just
time?
No, I'm trying to get off of the time thing.
Okay.
But it's continuously popping up. And it's pissing me off because I'm trying to drag the map and it wouldn't let me.
Wait, are you on Foundry?
No. I'm looking at the Sword Coast map. All right, so my question is though, obviously a kraken is in the water.
Yes.
Okay. How in the hell do you plan on this us going and fighting the kraken?
Do you want the honest answer, or do you want me to tell you the options?
I'm assuming the honest answer is it depends on what we decide.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to know because I kind of want to wait until tomorrow to find out.
Yep.
But I mean, I do have, some ideas on it, and obviously that could be, that we go out with, the Neverwinter Navy, or
Yeah.
well, that's a good possibility, because I'm sure that in a situation like this where, okay, there's a fucking, there's a in the trackless sea, which is the Sea of the Sword Coast. Mm-hmm. Or the Sea of Swords, depending, which I'm assuming with it coming in like closer to Neverwinter, I'm assuming it would be trackless sea. Mm-hmm. If there is a, if there is basically, I mean, if there's a kraken in the middle of the fucking, in the middle of the ocean or sea or whatever you want to call it,
Right.
And it's to the point to where it's causing a tsunami or tidal wave or whatever, to come in. That's one of those things where it's probably going to be a hellacious fucking fight. To do, and I'm really wondering how we're going to do it, because the simple fact that none of us have at least as far as I'm aware, none of us have a swim speed. So we're pretty much going to have to be on boats. But when it comes to boats, like, how are we, is there gunpowder in our campaign? Is this where we're going to discover gunpowder? Because if we don't have cannons, how the fuck are we fighting a goddamn kraken?
I want to call. Give me a second. I know the word. I just can't think of it offhand. Giant crossbows.
Okay, so like a trebuchet.
Yeah.
Type deal. No,
yeah.
hold on.
No, trebuchet is more like a catapult.
Yeah.
A ballista.
A ballista. Yeah. Okay, so that works. Now, do you have stat blocks for ballistas that you'll have to? I'm assuming that you would just have to send to everyone, because I'm assuming that's what most of us would be using.
Yes, I have stat blocks for them. And one of the magicians.
At least I don't think I found anything on D&D Beyond. Or I could be spelling it wrong. Yeah, it's 2 L's. Okay. That's probably what it was. I was spelling it wrong.
Yeah. That's all good.
All right, so a ballista. Oh, that's okay. So trying to find I'm honestly trying to find where this would work, as an item, for the obviously it's part of a ship, or would it just be kind of more off of the ship's what you call it?
Well, I can't really give you all of that information.
True. Well, I guess technically it's in as being siege equipment. Yeah. A ballista is. Yeah, because I was trying to find out. Okay, so I see now. I was trying to find out what the basic item itself is.
How much damage does a ballista make or do?
All right, so the ballista is a large object with an armor class of 15. Mm-hmm. It has 50 hit points. It's immune to psychic and poison damage.
Considering the fact that it's not alive, I can understand that.
Right. And it says a ballista is a massive crossbow that fires heavy bolts. Before it can be fired, it must be loaded and aimed. It takes 1 action to load the weapon, 1 action to aim it, and 1 action to fire it.
Yep.
Ranged weapon attacks are so for a ranged weapon attack, it is +6 to hit, a range of 120 to 480 feet, a single target range, and it is 3d10 piercing damage.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. Now, of course, you also have the option of the cannonball or the cannon. That's what I'm saying. You also have the option of a cannon, which is it has a range of 600 to 2,400 feet. It is 8d10 bludgeoning damage.
8d10 bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
Well, see, my thing. So, all right, I will give you a little bit of information. All right, since you've put together that much. There are going to be several sorcerers
With us?
with you that will basically be empowering the ballistas.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. So then, well, so now my question is for something like that. All right. Now, I asked this question because unless, and this is kind of an idea if needed, I don't know if you were already thinking about doing something like this, but for people like Fang and let me pull this up real quick. For people like Fang and trying to see Garrick, for instance. I guess technically it's really only them two, because Daedrew has spells that he could do at a distance. Fang really doesn't have anything other than up close stuff. Same thing with Garrick.
There's going to be tentacles involved in the ship as well.
Okay, and that's basically what I was going to say. Is like, how are they going to be effective in the combat situation if they are, if they're not able to...
See, Garrett's and Dragon's job, or basically, if they follow this order,
Okay.
is to keep the boat from capsizing while you guys are fighting the main boss.
Right. So basically, while the rest of us are focusing on, while the rest of us are focused on the actual body of the Kraken, the two of them are going to be more or less if a tentacle comes up, then their job is to get to basically to destroy that part of the tentacle. Which now I will ask. Is that going to go towards overall damage, or
yes,
is that
every time they kill a tentacle, it does go towards the overall damage.
Okay, and then I'm assuming you're going to do a certain amount of damage per tentacle type deal.
Exactly.
Okay. Now
I do know that you guys will have somewhat of an army on your side.
Okay, I would say because I was looking at it, and not that I wanted to actually see full on what everything on the Kraken is. I just wanted to see if it was actually in D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, they are a challenge or a CR 23.
Yeah, they're heavy. And the one that since Krakens do not technically have legendaries, and they do not technically have legendary resistances and stuff like that.
Okay, I was saying because they do have legendary actions, but they don't have.
I planned on it's got legendary actions, but I did plan on giving it legendary resistances because you guys are going to have an army on your side.
I mean, to be completely honest,
but it could be one of those things. Like I said, I haven't quite.
All right. I mean, I know that we're going to have an army on our side, but this is my suggestion. Instead of having instead of having sorcerers and everything else on our side, and I don't know how well this will work or not. Instead of having extra NPCs on our side or and all that on our side, what if it was say every 3 turns or every 3 rounds, so to speak, the ship itself was able to make a volley of the attacks from the ballista. Well, because technically, it's saying,
yeah, I didn't want to have you. I do not want you guys controlling the ballistas. Not as not as a mistrust of you guys. It's
right.
One ballista takes up 3 turns.
Right.
The crew
And
is
that's what
going to
I'm
take
saying.
care of the ballistas.
And that's basically what I was saying was instead of it being like we have actual like sorcerers fighting alongside us.
Yep.
Yeah, instead of having that.
Well, they're more like buff wizards. Hey,
Okay.
this one casts
Okay.
haste on you, or this
Okay,
one
I
casts
got
haste
you.
on a ballista to give it a little bit extra boost.
Right. Or instead of it taking, instead of loading like if it was like haste, for instance, instead of loading and aiming being 2 rounds, you can make that to where it's only 1 round.
Exactly.
Where the loading and aiming part can be 1 round, and then the firing would be the next round. So then technically the ballista would shoot every 2 rounds versus every 3 rounds.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, that's more or less because like what I was kind of looking at is like if are the sorcerers and everything like physically attacking the are they physically attacking the as well, the Kraken as well, or is it going to be more of a we are on the ship to attack the Kraken and the ship itself, like the crew of the ship is manning the they're manning the ballistas.
Yep.
But like you said, they also can give us, they can also give us extra, buffs and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay. Now, would you say that you were planning on giving it legendary resistances? Mm-hmm. Because now I'm curious on what he has, because of the fact that it's like, what would you throw legendary resistances on there because that could literally make it to where we're not effective against the Kraken.
It's basically how it's going.
Because it's normal damage immunities already is lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks.
And that's where the sorcerers come in play. Like as
But
long
I'm
as
saying it's immune to lightning damage.
Yep.
It's immune to bludgeoning damage. Or, sorry, it's immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
Yep.
Now, I'm pretty sure, though, every one of us has magical items.
If not, you should have some way to at least empower your weapon with magic.
Right. And that's what I was going to say, because even, like, looking at everyone, obviously, all right, we got Daedro, who has, like, his Hexblade. That's a magical weapon. Dragon Fang has not only does he have the gift of the gift of the dragon or whatever it was,
right,
on his claws, he also has thoughts and prayers. So he has magical attacks.
Yep.
Garrick has
well, like with dragons, anything that requires a con save.
Okay.
Is basically the only time I would use his legendary reactions.
You mean the legendary resistance?
Yeah. You knew what I meant, not what I said.
Well, the only downside to that is that also makes it to where like that honestly that makes it to where like okay, so he
now, like I said,
I've
only thought of it. I've only thought about
it. Right. Me particularly, I like looking at the stat block of the Kraken. I wouldn't add it to it, and the only reason I'm saying that I wouldn't add it to it is because it's already going to be a deadly encounter. Obviously, yes, we're adding the ship to the mix, which kind of lessens it a little bit, but just with the actions that he has, like for multi-attack, it says that the Kraken makes 3 tentacle attacks, each of which can replace with one, it can replace with 1 use of fling. And then it says fling is 1 large or smaller object held or creature grappled by the Kraken is thrown up to 60 feet in a random direction and knocked prone. If a target strikes a solid surface, the target takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet it was thrown. So if the target was thrown at another creature, that creature must succeed on a DC 18 Dex save, or take the same damage and be knocked prone. So I mean, it has the ability of potentially knocking 2 people prone.
Right.
with that, like, and that's obviously like with the fling. I'm assuming that for it to be grappled, I'm assuming that would be, and plus not only that, he has a bite as well. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, not only that he has his regular tentacle attack, which is a melee weapon attack, which is plus 17 to hit. And it deals 3d6 plus 10 bludgeoning damage. And the target is grappled they are grappled. And to ungrab or to escape that, it is a DC 18. So if they hit, you're grappled. You need at that point to, on your turn to be able to escape, you have to escape, DC 18. I'm assuming it would be a strength.
Yes, but this is also one of those things with, I also knew with that, like, for example, you and Garrett
Right.
have your streamlets. I was going to knock that rule out for that session. Because when I was coming up with the idea, I knew it was going to be a really deadly encounter.
Right.
Like, at a moment's notice, so the Kraken is going to target the ship more than it is going to target the people. It's going to try and take out the ballistas first.
Right, which makes sense.
Yep.
You take out what's going to deal the most damage potentially.
Yeah, and then for example, I'm hoping the other people that have stream loot cards will actually help you guys more.
I don't think that they're going to help us. I mean, have you seen what these people have been doing? They're the reason we're fighting a Kraken. They are the reason that we are fighting a Kraken.
Yep.
How many times have you seen them play a fun card that not fun for you, but fun for the party? Like, oh, hey, look, you guys find some, good loot. No, you thought you found good loot, but turns out it's a fucking mimic.
Yeah. Technically, you guys haven't found any loot since those cards were played.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I'm
that is true.
I'm literally waiting.
Now I do have a question on that though.
Mm-hmm.
For the purposes of, because you mentioned streamloots, for the purposes of streamloots, can we do something where one card cannot affect another card?
Yeah,
like,
no,
can we
no.
Can we have that? Well, the reason I'm asking that is because, like, for instance, let me actually pull up Streamlets real quick, if I could find it. All right, so pulling up Streamlets real quick. If I could, I don't understand why it doesn't ever show us on there from the my streamers, and then like streamers you follow on Twitch. I don't know why it's not showing on there either. Because no, it is now. Okay, we're good. All right. So, for instance, if I was to play, and I'm looking for one of the cards that I know that I have. All right. If I was to play the card that I find a very rare magic item.
Okay.
So if I was to play that card, now, obviously, we also know that the next thing that you loot, due to the mimic cards, that the next time that you loot, there's, the loot is actually a mimic.
Yeah, no, like if somebody were to play that rare card, the rare item would still be there.
Okay. And that's what
I will not. Yeah, no, I would not.
Yeah. So it's not going to be like a counter, like, oh, hey, here's this, but it's actually this,
right.
Type deal. That's what I was more or less asking.
Unless it's a weapon similar to Garrett's hammer.
Right, but that's different.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's very different. Now, actually, another thing that I wanted to do while I was thinking about it was, now the character that is in the campaign now, obviously, I know who this person is. Well, not know them, but I know, why it's in the campaign. Is that the character that will actually be played in our campaign, or are you?
You're on D&D Beyond, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and now with that, did you go through with backstory and stuff like that? Because I'm looking at equipment and I'm seeing no equipment. Um,
I don't know. I don't think we did that yet.
okay, all right. I was wondering if how that was because obviously with with everything with everything that's on there, that's why I was wondering like looking at it and all trying to kind of get an idea of the character and everything. I was going to ask, what are your if this person is joining us, which I would
I actually kind of hope they do.
right, and that's why I was kind of thinking that like if possible, I don't know if you can run the I don't know if you could run the one shot earlier tomorrow before we do like before Apollo and I do our interview, just so you get an idea of basically to where you get an idea of the of their play style and they get an idea of your DMing style, a more hands-on idea because obviously they like you said they watch some of the VODs
No,
and stuff
she
like
actually
that.
she watched the full stream.
They
They. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
you're
already
welcome.
been. They've already been warned that I might screw that up a couple of times.
Right, and it's one of those things that's understandable. But yeah. So hold on. So you said they already watched the others.
They watched. They watched. Bear with me. I'll get my words right. God's Called, episode 2 library.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So and I'm assuming they like the DMing style, which is why they're still around.
Yep.
All right. And then obviously I'm sure you told them that that you're adding or you're kind of tweaking some of the things that you were doing before to a little different, to where like now using the what's it called using the trying to think of what it's called, the passive perceptions and all that stuff.
Yes, I explained to them that.
Okay.
Yeah, I told them that if I ask for a perception roll without giving you any information, just double check with your. Just remind me of your passive perceptions for a little bit until.
Right, until you kind of get that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, until you get that into your repertoire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did.
Just-
Because like I told you, I didn't understand it until.
Yeah, until last week.
Yeah.
Oh, now, question on, because now the reason I'm kind of asking this one is because obviously with the rest of the party, we're gonna be, tomorrow most likely we're gonna be making our way back to Neverwinter.
I'm portaling you back to Neverwinter.
Okay, so we will be back in Neverwinter, which means that the Necronomicon will be able to be returned.
Yes.
With that being said, how will that affect? And I'm going to go ahead and use the name Agatha because I know that's the character name. How will that affect what Agatha will get for equipment?
With that,
Will that be something that I would say? Will that be something that you let them pick something as well from that, or is that more going to be like they weren't really part of the the getting the item, so to speak. So that's kind of you get what I'm saying. Like, obviously, you don't want to make the party too overpowered, but also you want to be fair to all party members.
Yeah, like I planned on like
on that.
Well, I mean, if Daedro picks the wings, okay.
Okay.
Use that one. If Daedro picks the wings, he's not going to actually have any use of them.
Right.
I do know that once we start next session, I am going to be doing a level up for
Daedro. Yeah, because he's still sitting at level 4 right now.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely something that needs to happen. And that could be that could kind of be like a what's the way that I'm trying to think of like how you can pull that off, and is it could be like a instead of a like obviously we know that like when we went through the portal, Daedra was the first one to go through the portal.
Yep.
You can say that like when Daedra came through the portal, even though technically in the end of the last episode we all came through the portal, we all ended up in Waterdeep and seen everything. But you can go back to like while like during the time that it took for the rest of the party to come through the portal. The rest of the time that it took for the rest of the party to come through the portal is when Daedra was able to, or is when what's his name, Farabane came to him and basically gave him that upgrade or that level up and everything else as well. Now I will say you should probably message Daedra and let him know to go ahead and before tomorrow's session to go ahead and level up to 6. And the reason I say that is because it'll kind of speed the process up just slightly, where instead of being like, okay, now you're getting level 6, go ahead and pick this stuff type deal. I would have him go ahead and do it to where even though yes it'll already say that he's level 6, but it'll be more or less like going through the process of him actually taking the time in game to do that level up. I'm not sure how long it would take him to figure out what which what's it called, like which feat to take and everything else. Obviously I you don't want to have to sit there and be like, okay, well, this is what you're taking, blah, blah, blah. Like he can do that. He could probably do that tomorrow during the day if possible, and then let you know what feat that he's taking, and everything else, like what he's doing for his level up. So then you have it a little more prepared for like the conversation between him and Farabane and what Farabane is going to give him.
Right.
Because I know, obviously, the only one that, obviously, I know the only one that you're not, or that you didn't really let pick what their, basically the only person you didn't let pick what their feat was Off Blessed.
Yes.
And that's because he absolutely needed the one that we made.
Yep.
Like, he absolutely needed that feat, which I need to check and see if he actually added that feat to his sheet. Yep, he did. Okay. Yep, and he took the correct one as well. The one with the black bear, brown bear, and bugbear that he can wild shape into now.
Yep.
Which, in a way, it kind of works out.
Yeah, considering the fact that was my fault.
By not asking him what his god was first.
Yeah.
Right.
I had not had a chance to read his backstory 100%.
And it's all it is what it is. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, obviously with that, knowing that the fact that he has what he needed, it definitely works in everyone's benefit now.
Yeah.
Where now he can focus on more than one. Like, he can focus on more than one concentration spell, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping that he uses it the way that I'm expecting him to, in a way. Where, Fairy Fire being that... Fairy Fire is one of my favorite spells for, a situation like that. Fairy Fire being the fact that it gives everyone advantage if it works.
Right.
Which, obviously, if it doesn't, then
hey, do me a favor.
Screwed on that.
Text me your old logo.
Which one? Which logo?
Your Beardo logo.
My old one?
Yeah, because I think you modified it, didn't you?
Yes, I changed the color on it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to incorporate your old colors.
Give me a second, and I will find it because I don't remember. I hope I have it saved. Yep, I do. Okay. Um, we'll find where I have Discord. There you
Wow, my colors are way off.
go.
Well, in that case, well, this was supposed to be a
Like a collaboration of all of us.
yeah, but I failed on that color matchup. At
It's all right.
least you know where the purple was for.
Yep. It's more of a, I'd say it's more of a pink than a purple.
Right. Well, that's more of a purple.
No, I'm saying like my color is more of a pink than a purple.
Yeah.
That's like that right there is like Twitch purple almost.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do.
Hey, that's where the purple's from. Is because we're on Twitch.
Yep, that works for me.
There you go.
Now the thing is I don't know if I'll be able to find any way to incorporate those two colors.
Hey, if you can't, it's all good.
All right. Let's see. We gotta do some. We gotta do that real quick.
Better question is, do you have those colors? And if not, how do you plan on making them?
Yeah, I can't make neons.
That's true.
I do plan on buying neon colors later on, though.
There you go.
I actually have a set of army paints coming in
Mm-hmm.
that are glow in the dark.
Nice. Looking at, I'm just looking at my spells of what I have and what I don't have, and I got a feeling that I know one of them that's definitely going to be used.
Right. I'll say I was going to
And-
give everybody before I portaled you out.
Right.
I was going to give you guys the ability to change up your spells
Okay.
and do what you need to. Basically, while I was doing the Daedro talk,
Right.
Melnir was going to be there at the exact same time, explaining to you guys, hey, you know, this mistake happened, and you've got to take care of the tsunami that's going to hit. From
Hey guys, you remember that tsunami that we told you about? Well,
and
just so
then,
you know, it's still coming in, and we found out the cause of it.
yeah,
And then everybody's like, well, what's the call? Like, what's causing it? Well, so no shit, there I was. I was out on a fishing boat, and a tentacle the size of a naval ship came up, and I portaled out just in time.
right.
If that's not your description tomorrow, I'm gonna be a little upset.
All right, I'll make sure I change the description.
Now, all right. So I got a question for you. Instead of having it be a Malmir, because obviously with the conversation we had about like him basically just being an NPC now.
Right.
Did you want to make a different one since obviously there's some animosity between Malmir and Daedro?
I actually
or-
was going to talk to you about that. Because
Because-
of the animosity. I mean, I want Melnir to actually be like,
Part of the story,
yeah, because me and you built him together.
right?
I mean, granted, Melmir was actually supposed to have a different set of rulings, but
Right.
that kind of fell through.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to go to waste.
Absolutely. But I mean, and I'm completely fine with you using him as an NPC for the purposes of that. But at the same time, like if there's, I don't know if that conflict would be the same conflict with a different NPC. If every time that every time that someone from them comes in, that, if Daedra has an issue with the other person from, the heroes, or the League of Heroes, then, it is what it is.
Right.
But at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, well, like, is it going to be...
Is it the animosity towards the League of Heroes, or is it just towards...
Or is it just towards Malmir?
Yeah. Which I would be kind of upset if it was all just against Malmir.
Right. And that's kind of why... Yeah. That's kind of why I was asking if you wanted to bring another NPC in, type deal. Like, and honestly, that's something that, I mean, it's so easy to throw something together.
Yeah, and technically the NPC doesn't have to level unless you guys choose to fight him.
Right. He doesn't even need stats at all.
Right.
Because if the only reason he's coming in, he more or less just needs a token and the concept that he's with the League of Heroes.
Yep.
I mean, with the fact that all of us already know what the League of Heroes are, the Lego Heroes, what I just said. The Lego Heroes, but the League of Heroes, since everyone already knows, like in our group, knows who they are or what they are, and what they do. It's kind of one of those things where it's like it wouldn't matter what NPC came through, if they came through under the idea that they're with the League of Heroes. All of us are going to automatically go with it at the same time. I'm just, for me, it's more of like I don't want there to be a conflict with one of my characters that I put a lot of thought into.
Right.
I don't want there to be a conflict there if there's no need for that conflict. Right. And it also kind of gives me that idea of, is the conflict with my character or is it with the entirety of the League of Heroes? If so, then that's something that also needs to be, possibly addressed on a little bit more to kind of balance that out. Where, like, maybe the League of Heroes are not only sending us to places that are, that are deadly. Maybe, there's other things where we could be sent to other areas, which obviously it's not really how, heroes and villains work. Right. It kind of defeats the whole purpose. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not expecting you to be like, oh, hey, Malmir comes through and he says, hey, take this portal to your, 3-week vacation. I'm not expecting anything like that because of the simple fact of it's D&D. We're supposed to be adventurers. We're supposed to be going out and taking care of these things. Basically, we just have a job board that appears whenever we need it or whenever something's going on, is what the League of Heroes is. It would be no difference than going to the town hall and on the job board outside us saying, oh, okay, well, here, let me go check out this job board and see what's going on. There's typically not a job that is, hey, we're going to go do something fun. No, it's typically, hey, someone's in danger, need you to go save them. Or orcs are raiding this village, we need you to go stop them. Or, this, that, or the other. It's not typically, we're not getting hired to do the easy stuff because that's not what people need to be hired for.
Right.
And that's, in a way, that's pretty much what the League of Heroes are, is that they are hiring us, in a way, they're hiring us to do these jobs to make sure that we still have a world to live in. Like, they're just letting us know the things that are going on that we need to prioritize and take care of. For the most part.
Right.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I can understand where like the conflict can be there, but at the same time, it's like you don't have a conflict with Sildar, who sent us to go find Rockseeker.
Right.
You didn't have you didn't have an issue with Rockseeker himself whenever he was sending you to take supplies to Neverwinter or to Phandalin, I mean. And then there's other things that were going on in Phandalin that was like, oh, you're not upset with these people because they're sending you here or there or whatever. Like, it's like, oh, this NPC that is not really an NPC because it's actually a player character. Now you have an issue with that that character because every time they're around something, there's bad news to follow whenever he's there.
Right.
That's pretty much anywhere we go. Like, that's kind of the whole concept of, adventuring. You know, it's like, oh, hey, there's this treasure map, or even when we found out about when we found out about the Hungry House, hey, there's buttloads of treasure there, but the downside is that about 90% of the people that were sent in do not return.
I'm pretty sure that's what I like. That's how I said it. It's like, about 90% of the people that go here don't come back.
Right, but yet here we are. Still went. And
Plus, I will say, you guys got to turn in those purple and silver, the blue and silver flowers too.
Yeah.
In Neverwinter.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and those things actually, that's a definite reason of why we need to go back as well. That's actually more of a reason why we need to go back. Not saying more than the Necronomicon, but because of the fact that we've already picked those flowers, there's a possibility of those flowers dying.
Right.
So we definitely need to make it back to deliver those to where it was that they needed to be delivered. Because where were those needed?
In the underground at Neverwinter, where the warlocks, where Daedra was going through and finding out why the warlocks' pact magic was the only ones working.
Right.
When it came from like others, like if Daedra's pact weapon, like the whole situation of where like clerics and paladins.
Right.
Spells weren't working, and
exactly.
even most warlock spells weren't working except for pact weapon.
Right.
Warlocks. No, this thing's got a lot of colors, but it's working out so well.
Right, it is.
But that's also because I gave it the whole. It's a warforged titan that was put together with scraps of warforged titans. But this thing, I like how this is turning out. I really like those legs, though. Like the way they just pop. I have to say, I do like the red and black more.
Yeah, I really like how that turned out.
Yeah, I might actually buy me another one of get another one of these, just to paint them in their primary colors. Like one in white and gold, and then one in the blue and copper, one in the red and black.
Right.
Yeah.
To where it's like these are what this guy got his parts from.
Right.
To build this one.
Yep.
That would actually be really cool.
I thought about, because I don't think I haven't really looked at stat blocks of it. If you want to pull up the Warforged Titan, if you're still in D&D Beyond, if not, that's fine.
Hold on, say that again.
The Warforged Titan.
Okay. All right, looking at it now.
Okay.
What am I looking for?
What's its CR level?
8.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
No, it's not.
Okay, because my thoughts is if I were to
it could be a Rogue Richard. It could be a Rogue Richard.
A Rogue Richard.
That proves to the rest of us that Warforges are real. Because remember, we have never actually seen a Warforged for us.
No. Well, see, my plans were to correct that. Because there is a story of where it's part of your guys' main campaign of where you guys are actually going to meet the Richards.
Right.
And my plans were so bear with me. so I can get my words right.
Right.
All right. So the reason why I chose the junkyard, the junkyard paint one,
Okay.
is because remember when what's his name said, "Hey, there's a problem with the Richards."
Right.
They were going to be fighting an army of Titans themselves.
Oh.
And that is where you guys were going to get called in to help.
Right.
And then when you go back to the future, this is one of the guys you actually have to fight by yourselves without the main Richards.
Oh.
This is the one you have to fight.
And the cool thing about it is that being that it's from different ones, it can either have like, so for instance, that left arm.
Shush, 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 because I think I know where you're going. Don't spoil it for yourself.
I'm not spoiling it for myself, but they do different damage types.
Yes, that's my plan.
Yes. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep. Now you guys got to see. Now you got to admit though, I paint the miniatures for the tabletops.
Right.
Because when I paint them, that's where the story comes from. Like, why is he made from junkyard parts? Well, that's because the Big Richards fought him. Fought an army of these guys, and some idiot put together one using all the parts he found.
Say some idiot or some genius.
Right.
It might be an evil genius, but still some genius.
Right. Let's see. I gotta come up with a floor. I have yet to figure out what color to paint the ground. I don't want to do dirt. You know what I mean? Maybe do a cave floor. Alright. But like at my normal physical tables,
Right.
this is how I came up with the BBEGs.
Nice.
Just sitting and painting. Like think about fucking Fireball Felix.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. What else? I've literally got this back side, like the spikes on his back, and this part here. I have yet to figure out what colors to paint it. Like, I'm looking at my colors.
Do we have any greens in there?
Greens?
Yeah, you have some green.
I have a little bit of green here. I don't have a lot.
Let's see. Well, I mean, I know you want to keep most of it like sort of metal-ish, colored.
Right.
But obviously, it could be painted metals as well.
Right.
Let's see.
But I'll say, give me a second. Let me see if I can't help with your choices.
I'm also trying to think of like different types of, different types of like what it could be like.
Well, any of the colors,
like damage type, a damage type deal.
Yeah.
And what you already don't have, like, do you have any oranges in there yet?
The closest I have to orange is a bronze.
Okay.
A rusty bronze.
Right.
I have this orange here. I don't know how well it shows up in camera.
Yeah, it shows up pretty good.
Nope, that don't go up there. That goes up there. And then I have this one, but this isn't really an orange. It's kind of got it's more yellow than it is anything else. You said, huh?
Yeah.
Everything all right?
Yeah, I was still trying to think of a color to also throw on there.
I don't know how well. No, that's a special effect. That wouldn't work.
What's that?
It's called putrid slime.
What if you put that on the? Oh no, I don't know. It might work, or would it not work?
It basically what would happen is if I were to like, let's say for example, I were to cover put some on the blade,
Okay.
the silver would still show through. It's kind of a translucent color.
Okay.
So like I couldn't put it here on this area.
Like on the white.
Yeah, it would have to go on somewhere where it's already colored.
Okay. So now, what if you did? What if you put like? Because now, what does it look like over top of other colors? Like, so what if you were to put like a very like? All right. So on your yellow rack, the one that's right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
What if you were to put that on it, and then put that green over top, or that slime over top of it?
All right, which one again?
All right, so second row down, the fourth one over, like where you got like a dark yellow, and it slowly goes towards green. Nope, not that one, not that row. Over to the left.
Left.
Yeah. All right, so not that one. I don't know if you're still touching the middle one of that row. All right, hold. Yeah, the one that you're. Well, I don't know if you're moving or not, but
Nope, I am literally
because
waiting
I know
for
there's
you
a
to
delay.
say anything.
Okay, that one that you have your finger on at least 6 seconds ago is the one that I was talking about. And what color is that?
This is called Ancient Mummy.
Okay, so what if you were to put that on and then went over it with
All right, let's find out. I knew those were in here somewhere. I just can't remember where I put them. All right, so let's see. How is that dry? Yep, that's dry. All right, so we're worried about that. All right, so now I'll turn this back down real quick. All right, so we need to do an experiment. Find out a color, right?
what?
I said we need to figure out a color, right?
Yeah.
How color stacks up. So let's do it this way. All right, we'll let that sit for a second. Let that dry. But like I've got my special effects that I have are glistening blood, which
Ooh.
it just always looks wet, no matter.
Okay.
What. And the slime I think has the same kind of thing.
The
to
same
it.
kind of effect, but it's
Yeah.
just that it's more of a greenish.
Yeah. So let's throw the slime on there real quick. I don't think I was dry enough yet. But this is what putrid slime looks like. More like a diarrhea green. Actually,
Okay.
I don't think I'll use that. I don't think that color will help with this at all. All right, let's see. All right, so let's go over our damage types. All right. So I'd say black with necrotic. or acid? Is it necrotic or acid?
Which one?
The black and red foot.
Um,
Let's take some notes down.
I I would say, let's see, I would say more necrotic probably because it kind of resembles like blood,
Right. Okay, that
like
works.
like veins flowing through, but it's blackened.
All right, that works. Okay, so let me get a notebook real quick. Let me grab my notebook. Because, well, nope. All right, so, no,
But
we
then,
won't need to worry about that.
what would the purple be though?
Purple force,
I
or
guess. Or light? No, I guess not really lightning. I mean, I guess it could be kind of lightning. I know technically lightning is usually associated
actually,
with like
we've
blue.
got the gem dragons now. I know
True.
one of those gem dragons is purple.
Yeah, the amethyst dragon. That's right. Um, I think that's what it is at least.
Right. I know crystal dragons are radiant, which we've got white and gold for radiant damage.
Right. Yeah, the amethyst dragon is the purple,
Yep.
and it is looks like it. Damage resistances are force and psychic. It's spell. Hold on. Let's see. What his attacks are. Um. I don't see where it actually has
What's its breath weapon?
it. I don't see one. That's what I'm saying.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
singularity breath.
Yep.
All right. It says the dragon creates a shining beam of gravitational force in its mouth, then releases the energy in a 60-foot cone. Each
So it's-
creature in that area must make a DC 20. Now, mind you, this is the adult amethyst dragon.
Yeah.
But a DC 20 strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 10d8 force damage. Okay, so it's force.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess purple dragons are force. Yeah, force.
I would say something more like gravity. Like a gravity wave when it strikes.
Well, so that's actually what it says. Like the singularity breath, it pulls people in because it creates a gravitational force.
Yep. That works.
Yeah, that's where that DC 20 strength saving throw comes in, or it pulls you into the area.
Right.
And then on a failed save, you take 10d8 force damage. On a successful one, you take half damage. So yeah. Oh, also, it's if you fail, you take force damage and your speed becomes 0.
Right, because gravity is holding you down.
Yes.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. So let's look at. Okay, so all right. So I have a little bit of green on here,
Okay.
which I believe green is poison,
Poison or acid.
poison or acid. All right. So let's get a little bit more green on here, because I think we have every other color.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, obviously you got a lot of gold there, but yeah, you could definitely throw some green on it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do we want a dark green or a light green?
Well, all right. Since you have part of them already dark green on like under the arm,
Yep.
I would say if you threw some more dark green on that same side, then that would kind of work with it. Oh, Panda's in the chat, and Panda actually said light green.
Light green. All right.
Yeah.
I can give you two options for light green. Actually, I can give you a third, but it's more of a teal.
Right.
I've got this one.
Um,
That looks more of like a light blue, though, doesn't it?
no, I mean, well, on my screen it looks like it's a greenish, like a mint green almost.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, more like a mint green. Then I have grung green. It's a lot lighter than that. I'd say probably 3 shades lighter.
The grung green, oh, dude. The grung green, I would say, might be beneficial for it because it's going to stand out. Like that's going to be more like an acid type color
And then I have
in
this
my
one.
eyes.
Oh, that's not focusing.
Oh God, actually, that one. So that's the color of green flame blade.
Yep.
Um, I don't know.
Grung green is the name of my next goblin character.
Why not just make a grung?
All right, we'll make it grung green then. Oh no, you were talking to Panda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why not make a grung?
You know,
Only
grungs scare me.
Yeah. Do they really?
Yes,
Why?
because they have poison that fucking excretes from their skin. So if anybody touches them,
Yeah, but at the same time though, they also have to they also have to be like moistened every once in a while.
right?
Like they have to they basically have to have a portable bath. Like if you play as a grung and you do not have the decanter of like or what is it, the endless decanter?
Yeah, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but if you don't have that, then there's something wrong with you. Because if you don't have that, then you need the if you don't have that, then you definitely need the spell to create or destroy water. Mm-hmm. Because then you can actually like literally make it rain on yourself.
Right. So what do you think, Panda? Which one of those three? Grung green, green flame, or the ghostly vapor? If we choose ghostly vapor, I'm going to give it the ability to attack 2 different people. Like the blade goes through one person, like corporeal.
Oh, like a spectral blade type thing?
Yep. And it'll hit basically 2 people within a 5-foot area or a 5-foot swing.
Right. Basically, it can target 2 people on its like as long as it's not like a direct flank.
Right. And I would definitely probably give every one of the moves a recharge. Because
Panda said the green flame is never mind.
ghostly vapor it is.
Panda, I will point out that these things that the things that he makes that he paints on stream that are different than normal, they sometimes end up in our campaign. So it's one of those things where it's kind of a be careful what you wish for. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that in the near future we might end up fighting this thing.
Yep.
Not sure how near. Hopefully,
You still,
hopefully
in
not
order
too
for it to
soon.
happen, you got to help the Richards. Either way you look at it.
Right.
Beardo, did you read it?
Yeah. The Panda said, "Bring it on."
All right. I like them already.
Oh, it's already in the works.
Oh yeah. All right. So, ghostly vapor.
If this is the thing, if this is what kills me, actually, I take that back. I don't even know if this thing will ever actually see me. I really don't know if this thing will actually ever see me. So
Right.
I'm not too terribly worried about it. I'm,
All right.
I'm still waiting like waiting for tomorrow and the session that's going to be going on tomorrow.
Right. Now, you did
That
update your character since I understand it, right?
yes, I changed it to having back to having alert or not alert but observant instead of the
Right.
skulker.
Okay.
Yeah, since that'll be something that you're using now, I went ahead and went back to that.
All right. All right.
Man, why couldn't Misty Step also be a reaction
Ooh,
instead
wait.
of just a bonus action?
It can if you're a sorcerer.
Well, I'm not. I'm a hunter or a ranger. I mean,
Right. I think I grabbed too much paint there. That's all right. All right. I'll probably do a second coat.
yeah, the sorcerer could do that with sorcery points. They would have to use the quicken spell to make it a reaction instead of a bonus action.
All right. We're at that point of doing touch up now, other than that last little strip.
What color are you planning on doing that strip?
I haven't figured it out yet. I thought about black, but there's a
All
lot
right,
of dark colors on this,
I
so.
have a strange, like a really strange suggestion.
All right, I'm listening.
All right, where is the slime stuff at? Do you have that on there at all?
No, I did not. On the tray?
Anywhere at all? Did you use it at all?
It's this one right here.
Okay, and that was over top of what color?
That would go over the top. Oh, that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Like, did you use that over top of anything? Because I know obviously it's going to continue to stay wet looking.
Yeah, it's got this gloss color to it right here.
Okay.
This is the
Now,
mummy, and that's where the. Yeah, it's got a high gloss to it. That's what makes
all
it
right.
stay
So,
looking wet.
is there any way to trying to think of how to? I'm trying to think of a way that you can have like a. All right. So you know how if you like think about copper or the color of the Statue of Liberty because the Statue of Liberty is technically made of copper.
Uh huh.
Um, so that patinaed color, like that, is there any way that you could do like a partial patina look on like that strip?
You know
Which
what?
I really don't know how you would be able to do it, but the only thing I could think of is if you were to take like that ghostly, whatever it's called,
Let's see what happens if I just
and
put
kind
the
of mix that with a
slime.
little bit of like, you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah. I don't know if the copper will show up. I don't know. Let's see. Here's the copper right here. But I don't have any of the. I don't have the green copper color. Actually, I have this.
Well, that's what I was saying. I wonder if you could mix a couple things together to make that kind of look.
Let's try the two because I used a little too much of the ghostly vapor. Let's try that real quick.
Um, let's see. I'm trying to think if there was a way that like if you like maybe if you added a little bit of like the bronze or something like that to kind of give it that kind of that metalish look to it as well. That actually looks pretty good from what I can see of it.
Give me a second here.
Hmm.
I was about to say, it should be in the camera now.
Yeah, that actually looks really good.
All right, we want to put that on the strip.
I would say put that on the strip and then do like a little bit of touch up on it with that bronze or one of the other colors and and do something like that.
All right.
Like have that be like the primary color of the strip, but then like kind of touch up the tips of the tips of the spikes with the bronze.
Okay. Thank you, Panda. Oh, I don't know if I told you, but you know we unlocked 3 sets of Stream Loot books.
No.
Yeah, we can run
what is
3
that?
different. We can run 3 different things
Oh.
of Stream Loots.
Oh yeah. We knew that. That's whenever we got affiliate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say once we got the Streamloots affiliate, that's whenever we got that.
Now the question is how would you feel about people screwing with our playstyle on Lost Ark?
See, here's the thing. Technically, they can mess with you, but they wouldn't technically be messing with me.
Oh, you wouldn't join me in on the fun?
Oh no, I would. Panda, that would actually be amazing. We were actually talking about that earlier, getting music for the stream to where it's not just quiet other than us talking.
Yeah, because when we
We-
get
we
hyper
just-
focused,
We've just kind of been looking at multiple different things. Like for instance, we've looked at there's a, I guess I don't know if they're partnered with Streamlabs or I think they're partnered with Twitch, but it's called Pretzel Rocks, and they have a ton of stuff as well. But having somebody that if it's someone that you know personally, having that be something that like part of our stream would be absolutely amazing, because then especially if they're smaller person, like if they're not well known and everything else, that's a good way to get their name out as well.
I would love to have somebody come up with a theme song for us.
Let's first get a theme.
We have a theme.
I know.
The sky is falling.
Right? Now we're gonna end up with the Chicken Little theme song.
Like, yeah, so I told you, yeah, like it can't get any worse than me like almost getting ready to steal the Critical Role theme song.
Yeah, because you definitely almost did that.
Yes, I did. Because I fell in love with it. It was awesome. Have you heard the Critical Role's theme song?
Yes. It is the bane of our existence, though.
Yes. Panda, just to give you a heads up, we are fighting
Well,
scripted
careful.
D&D.
I say just kind of, yeah. I say be careful with what you say on that.
We are fighting scripted D&D. We are showing people that just because we are playing on a stream doesn't mean that we have to be scripted. And I mean, we are literally trying to show people we can have a good time without following a set of rules.
And allowing everyone to realize that you can make mistakes and things can be corrected and things can be redone if needed.
Yep.
So there's not been a confirmed answer on that, Panda, but I've been playing D&D for a little over 20 years, and being that I've played as long as I have, about 20 years, because it's 2022. I started playing in 2000. So yeah, I've been playing for a little over 20 years. So I can say that whenever you have an emotional attachment to your character and that character dies, you are going to show emotion with that. no matter how hard you try to hide it, there's going to be some emotion behind that. You're also going to do things that are going to be in the best interest of your character. And there have been several times in that show where characters have died, but were given the opportunity by other characters to not be in the situation that led to their death, but they still kind of embraced it to where like it had to happen, so to speak. So there's a lot of stuff where it's like I'm sure whenever you roll a natural 20, or you get super hyped about it. Where if you roll a natural 1, everyone at the table kind of gives you a chuckle. Like, oh, that sucks, everything else. Well, on that show, they don't quite do that as often as you would think for someone playing, like, someone playing D&D. You would think that like some of the stuff that is happening is a little more spontaneous if it wasn't scripted. But there is not a definite answer that it is or that it is not. I just know that, I know a lot of the I'm trying to think of how to word it without actually directly, putting them down. But a lot of people that have talked to and interviewed some of the cast and everything else have also stated that it was that it wasn't what they expected in playing D&D, because a lot of the stuff that was going on was out of their hands. Which, if I was to describe like what's happening to one of my characters, I wouldn't describe it as being out of my hands. I would state it more as that like it's the fate of the dice, not necessarily that it's out of my hands, because that kind of in a way insinuates that someone else is controlling exactly what happens.
Yeah, and I don't do that. That's not me. I mean, granted, I did steal Melnir from Beardo.
You didn't really steal him. I more or less created him for a different situation and gave you full permission to use him as an NPC now.
Yeah, because the situation that he was supposed to be used for kind of fell through.
Yeah. But then what was the other? There was another kind of. There were quite a few other things that were involved with it as well that kind of make it like not seem like as genuine as it's kind of made out, or of what it should be. And at the same time, like all of them are paid, like they're all paid actors. So I don't know if you can necessarily say that they're being paid to play D&D or if they're paid to act like they're playing D&D.
Right.
And that's kind of where it's like not knowing which one it is completely because of some of the reactions and some of the lack of reaction is one of those things where it's like, okay, it's hard to question, or it's hard not to question the authenticity of the game whenever it's in a situation like that. Yes, I love the way that turned out. That is like the exact color that I was thinking.
All right. And I'm going to attempt something real quick.
Oh.
Where'd it go? Uh-oh. I lost it. There it is. I want to see how it'll turn out. I'm going to try and put some slime green on the tips of these spikes.
Okay.
Ugh. Alright, let's see. There's that. There it goes. Now, the only time it's hard is if you the only shut up, Beardo. The only way it
Sorry, I'm a child.
I know you are, but that's why we played D&D together. um, when it comes
Step
to
outside and smoke real quick.
that's fine. I'll try to clean up these paints real quick, get these in order. So one of the things you got to worry about is patience. You know, and that's not that bad. Patience is pretty easy. But you have to be willing to screw up. Yes. I love this mat too. I actually have two of them. Of the exact same ones. I use this one for my painting. So that way when I get like paint on them and stuff like that, it's alright. It doesn't bother me. And then over here where my keyboard and mouse pad are, I have a brand new one. But let me see if I can. I don't know if I can find it. It might be put up a little too far. I have a miniature that I have that was kind of along with my. When I first started doing my miniature painting. And it was the ugliest job I ever did. I literally looked at it and I almost gave up. But I don't know if I can spot it right off the bat. I'm trying to see if I can spot it. If I can spot it, that will save me some trouble. Let me step over there real quick. Let me see if I can find it. All right, I'm back. All right. But yeah, so this was my first miniature. I don't know how well it's going to come into view that I ever painted. And it was horrible. And I almost gave up painting miniatures because of this little guy. But I have never repainted it because it reminds me that no matter what I did, it's always better. Like, for example, there's this one. This one was pretty easy. This was a snow owlbear.
Speaking of owlbears,
And that turned into this.
that's mine.
Yep, and this one is Beardo. He won it in a drawing. But, yeah. I just haven't sipped it out to him. But Beardo understands why. He's already been updated on
Yep.
why.
Yep.
Um,
That, and I also told you I'm cool with it coming
coming
at the
in
same
with
time as the other
yeah.
stuff.
So and there's some miniatures that I've painted that I am not happy with, but I will never touch them and repaint them because it just constantly reminds you, hey, the next one can be better. Let's see. And then I did this one on stream not too long ago. And Panda, this is actually the leading cause to Beardo's warning of be careful what you wish for.
Oh, yes.
Because this one actually has a Kenku skull, a Dragonborn skull, a humanoid skull, another humanoid, an elf skull, and a Tabaxi skull.
Basically, all of the skulls of the characters in our campaign currently. Yeah, so. And it's also something that we'll possibly be fighting in the near future.
Yep. All right.
Don't forget about the other thing either. What's the
Oh
other
yeah,
guy?
no, I'm actually gonna get you in there.
You're gonna what?
Oh, schnapples. All right. Can you hear me? I dropped my headset.
I can still hear you.
All right. So, like, there's our famous one, our happy one, and it is called Fireball Felix. And this one has a full-on backstory.
Yep.
And then there's this one. I think this one we kind of went off the books with, or on the books with.
Which one? Oh, yeah,
The zombie ogre. We pretty much stayed with the books on it, other than adding the skulls.
Yeah.
Careful, Panda. I'm not done with this miniature yet, and I don't want you to kill me before I'm done with it. I don't want to leave anything unfinished.
Not only that, I forget what it's called. The griffin. No, not a griffin. What is that thing called?
The Manticore?
Yeah, the manticore. That's it. Yeah. So that manticore is actually supposed to be basically it's a Shadowfell manticore.
Yep.
We did that one on stream. Well, dark painted on stream, but we came up with the backstory of it that he was chasing something and he ended up chasing it into the into the Underdark and
Shadowfell.
or into Shadowfell and was trapped there, and the effects of the Shadowfell kind of changed him into what it is there. But he also got hit in the face with a fireball, which is why his name is Fireball Felix. Which is also why part of his face is different colors, and he's has some white fur on that that same side of his face.
And also why he's missing an eyeball.
Yeah, and yeah, why? So his perception is a little lower than it would have been.
Yeah. But his rage tends to make up for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys will start hearing about stuff like some of the old stuff in the campaigns you'll hear about. Like there's a castle somewhere in the mountains that you will hear about. If you guys ever walk through the mountains.
Right.
Let's see what else. I gotta paint the ground now. What color do I want to paint the ground?
Um,
It looks like slate. If you look really close to it, I don't know how well it'll show up, but it looks
it's more like a rocky type terrain.
like yeah, it looks like a layered rock of some sort. I don't know
I would
how.
definitely say using some grays and yeah, some grays and stuff like that. Then maybe with a little, like a few touches of like very, very, very light green. Like even if you have to take one and kind of water it down a little bit.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Ooh, that's more of a. Oh, that might work. I might like that. Let's see what happens there. Let's try that and see what happens. I think this should actually mark the point, Beardo, of where half of my arsenal is painted and half of it is not, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we might actually be able to get that picture up and going soon.
Oh,
And now that I have my office, I have more table space to actually.
right.
The only downside is, like, we have to definitely come up with a better name than what we originally. Or what I originally stated.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was.
Where it was the whites versus the coloreds.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely need to fix that.
Yep. So we got to come up with a. I think it was more like the War of Colors or something like that. What?
Panda's response to that.
My
The
grammar's.
what?
Oh, okay. um. Insert racial slur here.
No, no, no. We're not trying to get canceled.
No, we're not. But it
No,
got people talking to me.
no, no.
Resend that order, please. Resend that order. Let's see. All right. All right. Let's see. So, Panda, Beardo, while you're on here, since you guys are here, since Beardo tends to join me 90% of the time.
Yep, I try to.
Yep. Well, I mean, you've got school, which is understandable.
Right.
Um, the options you have are Dire Troll.
Oh, are we talking about for next week?
Yep. Dire Troll. Bone Claw. And Death Tyrant.
Trying to think of what I would least like to fight.
I mean, technically, I could bring a beholder up. I could go pick up a beholder because that's technically, I have to say, unavoidable.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, definitely.
And that's not too soon that it happens, I don't think. No, you guys fight the dragon first, don't you?
Should be, yeah.
Now the thing is, I've already got a green dragon painted, so I don't know if I'd paint another one.
That's yeah. I'm hoping that we have a few more levels before we go and do a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
Um,
by the time the Kraken's done, you guys should have at least leveled up. Because technically, the Kraken isn't part of the main campaign; it's a side quest.
right. Well, the Kraken is supposed to be 50,000 XP.
Yeah. Now, granted, that's also going to be split between the remainder of the ship crew as well.
Right. All right. So, in other words, what you're telling me is right before we kill the Kraken, I need to start assassinating the ship's crew. Because currently we are supposed to be at what for XP? Whatever it is for the base of 6.
Oh, let me think. Hold up, because I don't think you guys did any side quests at the moment. No, you guys were still doing. You guys were still in story mode.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, when you fought the spiders, you were still in story mode.
Hold on.
No, that's a side quest because you guys were gathering books. I've got to do the math on 7 spiders to split between you, the party.
Yeah.
But you guys should be at the exact beginning of level 6.
And now that's not counting the.
That's not counting the spiders.
Okay. Yeah, because right now, like I have mine set as exactly 14,000.
Yep.
And then, of course, we need to add in the spiders.
Yep. All right, you said we're going to do some green.
Like I said, like a very light green, just to kind of add a little bit of texture to it.
All right, let's see how well this will turn out. Like a moss green?
Not necessarily say like a moss green. I was thinking more of like a
wash,
like a very yeah, like more of like a green wash. Just to kind of, yeah, that works. That actually was kind of what I was thinking.
All right,
just to add a little bit of color to the to the ground, type
Whoa!
deal. That was too much, wasn't it?
Oh, a little bit. Just wait until you see. I don't know if it showed up in camera.
Yep, that's the yeah.
This one's a rare one, so it's not easy to find.
Right.
It's because something got caught in the try to use up as much as possible because it's really hard to get that stuff back in bottles. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's do that real quick. Now let's see how well this works. I don't know if it's going to show up. There it goes. Actually looks like wet stone.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
All right. And that is going to bring us to the end of this one.
Yeah, I like the way it is turning out.
Mm-hmm. What happened? Oh, we did a little of a wash on the bottom of the stone
Oh no,
to.
I think Panda's talking about the whenever you were trying to put the wash into the
Oh, yeah.
and way too much came out.
Yeah, there was a clog in the top of it, and I didn't run a paper clip through the top of it for being a new bottle. So, and because of that, I used a lot up. Alright, let's see. See if there's anything else I want to do real quick. See if there's any last touch ups. Yep, I wore off some of the paint right here. Right there. Alright, so I need to make a bunch of stat blocks for a bunch of titans.
Yep.
Alright. You guys are going to hate me is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. My name is Darkish Power. We had Beardo joining us today, as we
Yep.
do a bunch of times, which I really appreciate it. And we also had Panda in chat today. We appreciate that as well. And I will say, I bid you all adieu. And join us. Oh, did we decide what we were doing for next week? Or do you guys want to see what they are first?
What?
For next week.
Hold on. Why did the shout out not work?
I don't know if we actually fixed it, because remember we canceled out Nightbot?
Oh yeah.
Because we also have the merch store
Yeah.
that I have not been able to figure out how to get to work properly.
What is that through?
Stream Elements.
Not Streamlabs?
No. It's a different company.
Okay.
I really like the way that green turned out.
Yeah.
It looks like an army green on my side.
It turned out really well, like the whole thing.
Yeah. I kind of thought that it was going to look like a hot mess.
It does, but in a good way.
Yeah. Like, it's got its own story.
Right.
And that's what I like about painting. You can give them a story. Like, I mean, you can't get any worse than Fireball Felix, though. He had a very bad backstory. He was a regular manticore chasing after his thing. Got stuck in the Shadow Fae. The Shadowfall. And it corrupted him. Because I do not do good with hair. Actually, what if we were to... let me grab them real quick. Alright. So... let's see. Alright. So... we have the Death Tyrant. I don't know if anybody's still there.
Yeah, I am.
I don't know if it showed up yet. We
Uh,
have the Dire Troll, which you guys have already technically fought a Dire Troll
okay.
for a split second. When the Richards decided to throw them in the air through a chromatic
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
wall.
The prismatic wall. That's right.
Yep. Oop, I gotta zoom that out a little bit. That did not show up. Here we go. There's the bone claw. And then I went back there because I kind of had it way too close to the camera. So we have the Dire Troll, the Bone Claw, the Death Tyrant. And then I do know, depending on which one, like I think the Death Tyrant might be pretty easy to paint. So if we do Death Tyrant, I'll probably throw in a couple of mimics. A barrel mimic and a chest mimic.
Okay.
Because it's basically, I think it's really like, I'd say maybe it's mainly one color and then probably shading.
Right.
And then probably a dirt wash. So that should be pretty easy. That probably wouldn't take up that much time. So I would say I'd probably do the mimics with it. The Dire Troll. There's a lot of greens and blues and reds and blacks and grays in it. Considering the fact
Yeah.
that a Dire Troll has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 faces
Oh God.
and five hands.
Yeah.
So, all right, and and then I have this, which I will do sooner or later. I know it's missing its head, so I got to find it. Is the Frost Giant, or no, Cloud Giant?
Yeah.
Once I find the head. But no, one of the reasons why I lost the head is the way this thing works.
Man, I can't wait till we hit level 7. Okay.
So kind of like the dragon that you're getting.
Yeah.
It comes apart in pieces. Because you did want me to start working on that once I get resins in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then like I said, just let me know how much for the dragon itself and Lucas.
Lucas. Yep.
Yeah. And if I need to send you another token for him, then I will.
For Lucas.
Yeah. Not token, but another mini.
Yeah, I think you changed it up on me, didn't you?
Um, yes and no. Because I want him to. I'm still in the middle of like, do I want him to have his hood up or do I want it to be down?
Okay.
But other than that, it's for the most part it's the same. But I do know that like right now, I believe that I have it saved with his hood down.
Okay. So Panda, what would you like to see painted next?
Actually, I take that back. I actually have it where he has his hood up.
The dire troll. Okay. Dire Troll it is. Since Beardo didn't want to vote. Since he was more worried about what he'd have to fight.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Alright. Are we talking about Beardo or the Dire Troll? Did you read that last comment, Beardo?
That's why I laughed.
Okay. I was about to say, I can't figure out if he was okay. Alright, well, I can't speak for Beardo, but the Dire Troll might try to take your head off at the same time.
That's very true.
But if we
I'm
can,
not as mean.
if we can get enough people to actually start following us, Panda, if you have friends that would follow us, shoot them our way. Because as soon as we get to affiliate, that'll help us out. And then we are working our way on to getting TwitchCon tickets, so that we can all meet. So spread the word. Let them know we're here. And I believe that is actually going to end the stream. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. I know.
Yep.
I know what? I know 4 out of the 5 people want to do TwitchCon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm hoping you do too, Panda. So I don't know how early you wake up, Panda. If you want to get with me tomorrow, what I'll do is I'm gonna run the one shot with you beforehand, and that way we can actually finish up your character sheet, because it looks like you didn't have any inventory. We'll do the one shot tomorrow, and then you will meet with Apollo and Beardo.
Yep. If we have time.
If you have time, yes. Let's see. Added bonus. I know what we're gonna do for the giveaway for 50 followers.
You do?
Yes.
What is it? That gonna be?
I have a free book for D&D Beyond.
Nice.
I will let the lucky winner pick the book they want from D&D Beyond. But I have access to a free book from D&D Beyond, so I can give that away.
That's cool.
Because I don't think anybody really liked the fact that I was giving away painted miniatures. Except for the missus and you. But I will be giving away more miniatures later on, because
right.
I will run out of room.
Hey, that's definitely true.
And I can easily repaint. I can easily paint another miniature.
Right.
Well, I mean, where would we do? How would we do this? Once we get Twitch affiliate.
I would say we could do another giveaway at that point.
Yeah, once we hit Twitch affiliate, I'd do another giveaway. I'd do another miniature giveaway. I don't see a problem with that. Now, Panda, there is kind of a plus side with working with playing the campaign with the Dark Watchers. But we won't go into details until you're roughly about, 5 sessions in?
Yeah.
And then you will start to see the benefits of being a player on my side. I would say, wouldn't you say, Beardo?
Yeah, I'd say 4 or 5,
Yeah.
somewhere around in there.
All right. Now I'm going to do